Hey guys, it's Kai. From islands covered in poisonous snakes to possibly catching the plague, here are 10 of the most dangerous islands you don't want to visit. Number 10, Ilha de Camara Grande. If you guys are struggling to pronounce this, join the club. How's everyone's Portuguese? Don't worry, it means Snake Island. Much easier, right? Let's go with that one. Snake Island is actually one of the most dangerous islands in the world, located just 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo. People know about this place, but no one wants to go there. It's infested with an estimated 4,000 golden lancehead vipers, which is one of the deadliest snakes in the world. A bite from a viper can kill a person in under an hour. The only people rumored to have inhabited the island was the last lighthouse keeper and his family, who died when the snake slithered in through the windows. Legend goes that pirates brought the snakes to protect their treasure, but since the snakes were so isolated and prey was hard to find, their venom got more potent as they took control over the island. Visits to the island are restricted by the Brazilian government, and if you do manage to get a permit, a doctor must be present on any visit. A bite from a golden lancehead carries a 7% chance of death, and the snake's venom can cause kidney failure, brain hemorrhaging, and intestinal bleeding. Best thing is to just stay away from this place. Number 9, Miyake-jima. Miyake-jima is an island off the coast of Tokyo, and while the place is beautiful, it is also a gigantic volcano waiting to erupt. This place doesn't just have volcanic eruptions, but it also has the highest concentrations of poisonous gases in the world. But believe it or not, you can go and visit. There's an overnight ferry from Takashiba Pier, which arrives at the island at 5 a.m. I wouldn't recommend it for your next holiday destination, but if you want to, you can go. Just make sure you pack a gas mask. Inhabitants were evacuated from the island in 2000 due to extremely high levels of toxic gas, and flights were canceled for over 8 years due to the high levels of sulfur. The residents were allowed to move back after a few eruptions in 2005, but due to the sulfuric gases that are being released constantly from the volcano, the people have to carry gas masks with them everywhere they go. Number 8, Saba. This tiny island should be renamed Hurricane Island, as in the last 150 years, it has been hit with the highest amount of hurricanes than anywhere in the world. These hurricanes include 15 Category 3 storms and 7 Category 5s on the Saffir-Simpson scale. To put that into perspective, that is 15 Hurricane Ophelias and 7 Hurricane Katrinas. The island itself is the highest point in the Dutch Caribbean and is only 5 square miles, which means that a hurricane would rip right through it. The population is minuscule, as you'd expect. The damage from all these hurricanes would have been immense and would have cost a lot to fix. The population is 1,991 people, and there's 3 schools on the whole island. One of the towns on the island is called Zion's Hill, but it's also known as Hell's Gate. Yikes. And now for number 7. But first, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on more videos like these. Number 7, Bikini Atoll. Bikini Atoll is also known as Coconut Place, which may sound harmless enough, but I'm sure you've guessed it's already not, because it's on this list. An atoll is a ring-shaped coral reef, and this one is in the Marshall Islands. The 2 huge dangers with this island is its sharks and radiation, or radioactive sharks. Just kidding. Following World War II, it was the site of 20 nuclear weapon tests. The original population of the island left long ago due to their crops being destroyed and any new sources of food in danger from the radiation damage. So the remaining population mainly consists of sharks, which is great for the sharks and for the ocean's ecosystem, but not so great if you want to go for a swim. Number 6, Granard Island. Moving away from the hotter parts of our world and on to the colder, we move on to Granard Island, located in Scotland. It's pretty tiny. It's only 2 by 1 kilometers. The name means shallow firth and doesn't actually have anything to do with it being dangerous, but what happened here is quite scary. The island was declared unsafe for mammals and, obviously, humans in 1942 after some experiments that were held. Just like Bikini Atoll, Granard was caught up in experimentation surrounding the Second World War. A biological warfare test was arranged by British military scientists who were assessing the potential of using bioweaponry, more specifically anthrax. Anthrax is a bacterium that can cause infection, which can lead to painful symptoms such as fever, chest pain, shortness of breath, The island was specifically chosen as they knew the experiment was going to spread outside of the allocated area and that it wouldn't be safe. Hence, they chose the smallest island that was nearby. The island has since been quarantined, but for safety measures, people aren't advised to go there. Cross that one off your vacation list. Number 5, Farallon Islands. The Farallon Islands compare quite nicely to Saba. To their Hell's Gate, Farallon Islands are referred to mariners as the Devil's Teeth. I'll let you think on that while I give you some background information. They are just off the coast of San Francisco, California, and are a collection of islands and sea stacks which are closed off to the public. This doesn't mean they're not used, however. Researchers, specifically for conservation and wildlife, are the only inhabitants of the island. Have you guessed why these are dangerous yet? Surrounding the collection of islands known as the Devil's Teeth are underwater shoals that could prove treacherous to any boats or swimmers. Not only that, these islands were also used as a dumping ground for nuclear waste from 1946 to 1970. That's just under 30 years of dumping. Even though the project was terminated in 1970, in that time, 55-gallon steel drums have been dumped which were full of radioactive waste. Is anyone else reminded of the Simpsons movie? Number 4, Ram Ri Island. Our next stop is Ram Ri Island, Burma. The island is connected to the mainland of Burma by a bridge, but I can't imagine many people would want to pop over there for a day trip. Again, in World War II, this island won the Guinness World Record for the greatest disaster suffered by humans from animals. This time, it isn't snakes, it's saltwater crocodiles. Crocodiles don't exactly look friendly, and they are as dangerous as they look. During a battle, Japanese soldiers were forced into marshlands by the opposing side, only to be greeted by crocodiles. 980 soldiers died from their injuries, while 400 of that count were eaten alive. Saltwater crocodiles are the largest of all reptiles, so you wouldn't want to come across them, which is a big reason why Ram Ri Island was given a wide berth for a while. However, the current population of the crocodiles has greatly diminished, meaning that they've likely moved on or are hidden due to civilization. Ram Ri Island is now home to a gas pipeline that goes all the way to China, which could also be the large reason why crocodiles are now hidden from the area. Number 3, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Do I even really need to explain this one? The Farallon Islands aren't the only islands on here which were used as a trash can. Although this isn't actually an island, it's a gyre. An ocean gyre is a large system of circulating currents which creates something of a vortex, either in the air or the water. There are 5 major ones across the world's seas, and one of them is the North Pacific Gyre, which is the home of this garbage patch. While the garbage is man-made, the collection of it is not man's design. The collection of trash is from the currents of the North Pacific that have trapped the trash, plastic, and chemical sludge. The Great Pacific's garbage patch is also called Pacific Trash Vortex, which sounds a lot fancier and sci-fi than it actually is. I imagine in reality, it would really be quite sad. Obviously, there are movements in the world for there to be reduced amounts of rubbish by recycling, but sadly, there will always be people who pollute our seas. To put it into perspective, in comparison to the rest of our islands, the garbage patch is 700 square kilometers of trash. Imagine all of Texas piled high with litter, and you've got the picture and the scale. It's almost an entire continent of trash. Number 2, Reunion Island. Personally, I think this should have been called Shark Island. And while I may have spoiled the surprise of why this island is on our list, it is the world's deadliest island. This is because of the increasing number of shark attacks that happen on its beaches and in its waters. The island has had 20 attacks and 8 fatalities due to shark attacks since 2011. Globally, there has been 1 fatality due to a shark yearly. This means that 16% of shark attacks and fatalities all happen on Reunion Island. The island is trying desperately to lose its title and to gain more of a tourist high, so they've invested into trying new ways to clear the waters of deadly sharks. One of the most recently attacked was a surfing teacher who would like to see Reunion Island go back to a place where they could safely surf and enjoy the water again. However, since he was attacked in 2016, he hasn't been back in the open water due to trauma and fear that he suffered. Number 1, Danger Islands. Finally, we have the best name for this list, Danger Islands. Despite the name, there's no clear evidence like crocodiles or snakes or the risk of radiation poisoning. The Danger Islands are located near Joinville Island, near the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. It's believed that the main reason it was called this was because early explorers kept complaining that there was no safe space for them to make port. Plus, it's freezing, hard to get there, and probably not a great place to try and relax. There is also a danger island in the Pacific Ocean, now known as Puka Puka, and another danger island which is part of the Chagos Archipelago in the Indian Ocean. While these pose no more danger than any other island, it would be cool to say that you went there. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Where's the most dangerous place you visited? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!